So there's something in the air. The whole country is going into some kind of chaos with antisocial behaviour. But what a lot of these younger generation don't know is that it's long since been the plan to have what's called drone police. And they've already been tested actually in various parts of the country. These drone police actually have extremely advanced telephoto lens cameras. They can actually zoom into and read a newspaper from 400 feet in the air. And they easily can identify criminals who are hiding and running because they use infrared, they use motion detection, they can even see people in the dark. There's quite a few videos on YouTube of these drone police. It's been tested for quite a while now in some of the major cities where it's most prominent, where there's a lot of antisocial juvenile behaviour or even adult behaviour. So these drone police, it's a very new new form of policing that's going to be coming very soon to a town near you or a town near us. They've tested this new technology out and it's been extremely effective in catching criminals. There's just one little caveat, and that is priority. The more antisocial behaviour becomes a problem, the more escalation there is in it, the more of a priority it becomes for these drone police to deploy themselves in various towns and cities and even villages for that matter. So I thought I'd talk about this because it's quite fascinating, because you know, with me having a small drone under 249 grams, it's obviously quite limited by what it can do, but the police drones are actually very big. They can be several kilograms in weight, 2 or 3 feet, maybe 5 feet in diameter. These particular types of drones, the police buy, can cost £30,000, a lot of money, or even more than that. I just thought it was interesting to talk about this because we've noticed quite an increase in antisocial behaviour in the town, and the police are actively investigating it. And I think it's just a matter of a few weeks, possibly days, or weeks anyway, or maybe months. But I think it's just a matter of time before we see them around here. So I just thought it was interesting because there are a few people who are actively engaged in antisocial behaviour. So yeah, it just goes to show you though, the more people, the more this thing becomes a bigger problem, the more prioritized, the more of a priority it becomes for a town to deploy this kind of technology, and I think it's coming pretty soon. So yeah, interesting. I thought I'd talk about that because you can go on the internet, on YouTube for example, and search drone police, because there's a lot of it going on right now. It's very interesting actually to see what this technology can actually do. There's another thing as well, I've seen it happen several times, is people are in the age bracket of 12, 13, 14. Actually, we're usually around 15, 16 years old. It's usually at the age where you start to develop their manhood, I suppose is the word. They can't control their manhood, you know what I mean. So they start to act up, And what happens then is they create, they end up getting a record. And a record is a lifetime thing. And I've seen it happen before where juvenile will think that they're immune. But they're never immune. It's just a matter of time. What usually happens is when they reach the age of 17, 18, they suddenly realise that everything that they've done in the past has caught up with them. I saw this happen in a particularly bad area, Scarborough, around 2000, let's see, what was it, 1997, 1999. There was this person, this boy, he went uncontrollably out of control. He thought he was giving the fingers to the police, and he was being very rude and antisocial. He caused a lot of chaos in the area that he lived. I actually told him, I said, you're gonna go to jail. And it was about 7 years later, I heard about him being imprisoned. He was sent to jail, and his previous actions, a fly killer just killed a fly. His previous actions caught up with him, and you see, once that happens, there's no going back. Once you've created a record, once you've created a profile, once you've created a history of antisocial behaviour, it never leaves you. It just never goes away. It will follow you for the rest of your life. So I think it's a shame. It's very sad that this is what happens to some of the younger people. But they end up in clink. Clink as in prison. It happens over and over again. It's every generation. So somebody of my age, I've seen it happen over and over and over again. I've seen these people out of control, and as soon as they reach the age of 17, 18, that's it. You end up locked up because they've done something. They think they can get away with it, but they can't get away with it anymore. It catches up with them. So it's just a little word of advice to anyone out there that's under that age. Remember, these things, you can't keep running away from them forever. They will catch up to you. It always does. It invariably catches up to you. So think twice. People like myself, we don't have to do anything. We don't have to lift a finger. We don't have to do nothing, because time is quite cruel in the fact that when you're young, you can be very naive and you can believe that you're immune to everything, but you aren't. It's just delayed. It's a bit like boiling a pan of water. The water is cool and you can put your hand in it. Oh, no problem, it's all right. It's getting hotter. I can't do it anymore. I can't put my hand in it anymore. It's too hot. Well, that's what it is with age. When you get to that age, all of a sudden, everything you do becomes too hot. And everything that happened before is too hot, even though it was cool at the time. So yeah. Oh, my video has finished encoding. I've just been encoding a video today. I was flying my drone with my friend from down the road. He was acting as my spotter, so I'm going to get that uploaded. Anyway, just a little bit of advice, for anyone that's young out there that thinks that immunity is indefinite. It's not. It will catch up. And Big Brother as well is watching everything you do. The internet police, you call them. Everything you do on the internet is recorded, everything. Every text message you send, every communication you have with your friends is recorded, because that's the age we're in now, unfortunately. Even those of us who are law-abiding citizens, you can't get away from it. And Microsoft's bringing out this new thing as well. Oh, God, don't want to talk about it. I'm glad I'm not with Microsoft anyway. Windows, that is. Yeah, things are going to get really scary in the next few years. Yeah. Bye for now.